Hello there, welcome to NTV English News Bulletin. I am Bhavana Casey. In the beginning, we have the headlines. Meeting of the National Assembly underway. Ministers furnishing responses to the questions raised during deliberations over appropriation bill. Hundreds evacuated in the Indian capital Delhi as water level of Yamuna River continues to rise. River swells to a 45-year high as heavy rain batters North India. IMF approves much awaited $3 billion bailout for Pakistan, not likely to prevent the country from defaulting on its debt repayments. And Alcaraz moves into the Wimbledon semi-finals for the first time to next face Medvedev. Reigning champion Rybakina crosses out. Welcome back. Now we have the news in details. A meeting of the National Assembly is underway. Deliberations on the Appropriation Bill 2080 completed in the National Assembly meeting on Tuesday. The minister's concerns today are responding to the questions raised during the deliberations in today's session. In Tuesday's meeting, deliberations were held on the headings under several ministries, including the Ministry of Health and Population, the Ministry of Communications and Information Technology, including the National Planning Commission. The Sudapaschiam's provincial government is facing difficulty as the three coalition partners have taken up a stance of not allowing to endorse the budget without amendments. CPN Maoist Centre, Nagarik Unmukti Party and CPN Unified Socialist have decided not to allow the budget to be passed in the current form. The members of the Provincial Assembly of the ruling parties have expressed dissatisfaction over the budget of the upcoming fiscal year. They have demanded amendments alleging that the budget has been targeted for the minister's constituency and also the size of the budget being reduced. The main opposition, CPN-UML, has called its secretariat meeting to review the latest political developments. UML's publicity department's head Rajendra Gautam informed that the secretariat meeting will be held at the party headquarters in Chasal of Lalitpur on July the 15th. The meeting will analyze the ongoing political developments and evaluation of the division of work and assessment of the party's school departments, working conditions and appraisal of party propaganda and party organization and strategy on advancing the party's goals. Earlier on Wednesday, party chairperson KP Sharma Oli engaged in discussions regarding party activities with the vice chairpersons of the party. With this update, time to go for a short break, but still to come we have. Welcome back. Now to more updates. Key roads in the Indian capital Delhi have been flooded as water from the Yamuna River has overflowed onto them. The water level of the river has been rising since Wednesday after it breached an all-time high mark in more than 45 years. Authorities have evacuated thousands from nearby low-lying areas and have diverted traffic from the arterial roads. Northern India has witnessed record rainfall so far this monsoon season, which began in June. At least 88 people have died in Himachal Pradesh since the rains began late last month, while nearby states like Punjab and Haryana have been witnessing severe flooding. The International Monetary Fund's IMF board has given its approval for a much-needed $3 billion bailout for crisis-hit Pakistan. The country will receive around $1.2 billion upfront, with the rest due to be paid out over the next 9 months. The South Asian nation was on the brink of defaulting on its debts and had barely enough in foreign currencies to pay for a month of imports. This week, Pakistan also received $2 billion from long-time ally Saudi Arabia. Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif said the bailout was a major step forward in efforts to stabilize the economy. Russia said the latest NATO summit demonstrates that the Western military alliance has returned to Cold War schemes and Moscow was ready to respond to such threats by all means necessary. Russia's comments came as United States President Joe Biden said at the end of the NATO summit on Wednesday that Russian President Vladimir Putin had a craven lust for land and power and had badly misjudged the resolve of the military bloc to support Ukraine. The NATO summit, which opened with news that Turkey would approve Sweden's membership of the military alliance after months of objections, ended on Wednesday with the U.S. and its allies giving Ukraine new security assurances for its defense against Russia. More updates lined up on the other side, but before that, let's have the highlights first. Welcome back. You are with the NTV English News Bulletin. Now to more updates. The reformist winner of Thailand's elections has been nominated for Prime Minister at the opening of Parliament. Pita Limjaronorit swept to victory as voters rejected conservative military rule that had been in place since a coup in 2014. But he needs the support of lawmakers appointed by the same military leaders to secure a majority. Pita also faces last-minute legal challenges which could disqualify him. His alliance has 312 votes, which is 64 short of the 376 votes required to be elected as the Prime Minister. However, the leader of the Progressive Move Forward Party said he was confident in himself ahead of the parliamentary vote. A heat wave is sweeping across parts of southern Europe and northwest Africa with potential record-breaking temperatures in coming days. Temperatures are expected to surpass 40 degrees Celsius in parts of Spain, France, Greece, Croatia and Turkey. In Italy, temperatures could reach as high as 48.8 degrees Celsius. A red alert warning has been issued for 10 cities, including Florence and Rome of Italy. The Met Office says temperatures will peak on Friday, adding large swaths of southern Europe, seeing temperatures in the low to mid-40s and possibly even higher. More updates lined up on the other side, but before that, let's have the highlights first. China plans to land 8 takonauts on the moon before 2030 to carry out scientific exploration, according to a preliminary plan released by the China Manned Space Agency, CMSA. The plan is to launch 2 carrier rockets to send a lunar lander and a manned spacecraft to lunar orbit, respectively. The craft and lunar lander will dock with each other, and then takonauts will enter the lander. As the lunar lander descends and arrives at the preset area on the lunar surface, astronauts will carry out scientific tasks and collect samples. After completing the planned tasks, astronauts will return to the lander, which will lift them back to the lunar orbit to dock with the spacecraft. The new carrier rocket will have 3.5 stages with a carrying capacity of about 27 tons to the lunar transfer orbit, and the rocket body is 5 meters in diameter. Now to sports. The 2023 ACC Emerging Teams Asia Cup is all set to kick off from today. The 8-team tournament is scheduled to be held from July 13 to 23 in Sri Lanka. Nepal will play its first match against Pakistan tomorrow at Colombo Cricket Ground. It will next face India on July the 17th and United Arab Emirates on July the 19th. Skipper Rohit Paudel will lead the Nepal 16-member squad for the tournament. The other members include Asif Sheikh, Arjun Saud, Kushal Vurtel, Kusal Malla, Pawan Saraf, Dev Kanal, Gulshan Jha, Sompal Kami, Bhim Karki, Sam Dhakal, Pratish Jishi, Lalit Rajbangshi, Kishore Mahato, Sandeep Jora and Surya Tamang. Karan Kesi, Sandeep Lamichhane, Dipendra Singh Airi and Gyanendra Malla have been replaced by Dev Kanal, Sam Dhakal, Surya Tamang and Sandeep Jora. Well, that was catching the latest action from Wimbledon Open. Now, with this, we come to the end of this English News Bulletin. But before we say goodbye, let's have a quick reminder of the major stories. Meeting of the National Assembly underway. Ministers furnishing responses to the questions raised during deliberations over appropriation bill. Thousands evacuated in the Indian capital Delhi as water level of the Yamuna River continues to rise. River swells to a 45-year high as heavy rain batters North India. IMF approves much awaited $3 billion bailout for Pakistan, move likely to help prevent the country from defaulting on its debt repayments. And Alcaraz moves into the Wimbledon semi-finals for the first time. To next face Medvedev, reigning champion Ravikina crosses out. That's all we have in this edition of English News Bulletin. We shall see you again with next round of English Bulletin at 6 in the evening. Till then, have a great time ahead and stay tuned with us to catch the latest news updates and other programs. Namaste.